Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 3036. I know I'm not supposed to start with this, but that's where I start because it helps me tag the video and keep track of what the heck I'm doing. Today we are talking about supersize challenges, of course. Just finished up the video for those with no coffee, which is a challenge in and of itself for me. But the granddaughters are sleeping, so I didn't want to make coffee and wake everybody up. Also working on AI. I'm taking an AI training with my son to help me with my vision and to help create help and automations in things that are in the background that I do that are really, really challenging for me, that I want to hand off to my AI clone or my AI agents. People have like 5 agents doing things for them now. And the truth is, artificial intelligence is here to stay. So we can either use it as a tool to help us be more of who we are and more human, or I can continue, I'm talking about myself of course, to resist it and ignore it and act like it doesn't exist. But guess what? Once it starts popping up on every single tool we use, on every platform that we go on the internet, it's time to say, okay, I better figure some of this out, or I'm going to be obsolete and I'm just going to retire and be old and, sit in the rocking chair on the porch or something. What's the probability of that? 0. Slim to none. Could have retired years ago, and I'm like, no, I'm not done yet. There's so many things I want to do and create and have the world be experiencing, not just my family and those I love and care about. So today we're talking about, actually in both the challenges, decision making, and not just any decision making, but making decisions that are strategic. That means instead of just responding and reacting to things that happen to us from outside us, we stop, we pause, we consider a little bit, well, what are the consequences of this? What is the effect that happens if I make this decision or choice, or if I choose not to participate and I don't make any decision or choice? What's going to happen? And I think that, like everybody else, I've been watching and watching and watching AI, and that's why it's a good example, because so many people are jumping on board. And that's when the pendulum shifts, right? Just remember the internet. I remember being one of the first people on the internet, because I'm a nerdy engineer and not a scientist, but an engineer. And I was fascinated by the whole prospect of the internet and being able to collaborate with people around the world. Now anybody can do it, right? Not just scientists. And it was fun to watch the progression of that and how it's been taken over by some evil things, but also by marketers and people that are using it in ways the really creative ways, sometimes manipulative, but very creative ways. And AI is going to follow the same path, I think, but in a much quicker trajectory, because it has the ability to help us out as humans in so many different ways. And this is really interesting coming from me, because a year ago, I would have said, yeah, no, I'm not even going to look at it. I did that with cryptocurrency. I'm like, yeah, there's something about it that gives me a bad feeling. I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole, and I have not. And I will not. It's just not in the realm of something I am wanting to ever participate in. But AI, I know, because I do have some physical challenges with my vision and things, I need something that can help me so I can continue to show up and do the things and create the things I want to create in the world. Because guess what? I think my purpose and my mission is to help make the world a better place. I think that's all of our purpose and mission, is to become the best version of ourselves and set the example for other people and let them become the best version of themselves too. For I don't know how long it's been going on, but for far too long, probably my entire lifetime, there's been this undercurrent of, I'm just going to call it like it is, evil. And a few years ago, it didn't look pretty, and I literally found myself wondering when and if anything was going to change, and when the people, because I think people are inherently good, when the good people are going to rise up and stand up and say, NFW, we're not going to tolerate this anymore. It's time to make some changes and be part of the change, not part of the problem. Now, I think that has looked like a dichotomy in a dual universe, where some people have decided that they think evil is good and they're supporting that. Others think good is evil and they're fighting against that. And so we get this weird situation going on. I wish that we could have a mass unbrainwashing of the world, and people could actually see with the eyes of their spirit, their soul, their inner being, whatever it is, and realize we have the ability to choose between good and evil. And if we choose evil, there's consequences. Like we're thinking about strategic decision making today. People that have gone along with evil have chosen their consequence. And they're going to be mad when they get caught, but they're going to get caught because good is winning and good is going to continue to win. In my book, it is. And that's the part of the world I choose to see is what's working. Let's make more of that. If it isn't working, let's frickin' stop it. All right, what else is going on? So we talked about AI ad nauseum. Supersize challenges. I'm launching a mastermind on July 1st. I am looking for, I want to say 20. I think 20 would be a great group size, but we could do 10, we could do 20, we can do, I guess I could probably do as much as 50, but that is big dream picture, big picture dreaming, right? I want the first group that goes through this to create, I want us to create it together. I've already created so many things that some of them were great. They're all really good, right? But some of them were great and did really well in the marketplace and in the world. Others I never even shared with people because I didn't, all kinds of reasons, right? We all have our own patterns, and that's part of mine. And that's why I've decided to follow the create it with your folks so that you make sure everybody's needs get met. And that's what this mastermind will be all about. We're looking for a cross-industry group of business owners to go through this. All right, if you'd like to be a part of that, I will send you the application. Just put apply in the comments below. Otherwise, you can find me hanging out on the Skool platform these days. I spend very little time on Facebook, LinkedIn, any of the other social media platforms, X, because they suck the life out of me, and I don't want that kind of energy in my life. All right, they call it doom scrolling on Skool, which I think is very, very appropriate because I don't know about your feeds, and I don't know how we get rid of it because I block, or I don't block, but I silence stuff all the time that's really negative and heinous that I don't ever want to see, yet it still pops up on my feeds. It still pops up on at least Facebook, not as much on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn gets a little iffy sometimes too. But on X and Facebook, it's just, I get on there, I get off as quickly as I possibly can because I don't like it. I don't want to feel bad about things. And so we get to all choose what we are and are not going to participate in. All right, if I can help you anyway, all you have to do is ask. If I can't help you, I'll tell you, no, I can't, but so-and-so probably can help you, or this is a great resource for that, and I will connect you to someone that can. All right, because there's no such thing as can't. All right, have an amazing day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.